Hey everybody, this is Kyle, and today I'm going to put some strings on my guitar. I buy strings for my electric in bulk because they're cheaper, and I try to put the same strings on all my electric guitars so then everything feels the same. So my guitar is very much in need of new strings. I recently played a couple shows outside in the summer, and these strings are just completely disgustingly gross, and they're pretty dead. When my cat was around, he would love when I changed my guitar strings. He'd come and chew on the ends, and I poked myself in the thumb while changing this. It wasn't on purpose. Sometimes when you take the string out of the peg at the end, it'll snap back because it's very springy metal, and it poked me right in the thumb. I've always had a weird, irrational fear that after putting on new strings, one will break and stick me in the eye. It's never happened, although one time when I was like 15 or so, I had a string break and get my eyelid and give me a cut on my face, but that's as close as that nightmare has ever come to being real. But going back to my cat, I was always amazed at how much of the guitar string he could get in his mouth and in his throat. I was thinking, oh, he's going to get poked, he's going to get hurt, but he never cared. I was thinking about Fats Domino today. Yeah, and that's kind of random. I'm going to play Where My Dad Stays again, so a lot of 50s music. I'm trying to play some songs from the 40s, Bing Crosby, and I forget what else I've picked, but I was thinking today, I need to do some Fats Domino, and I've thought of that a few times. Fats is really cool, and if you don't know the history of rock and roll, check out Fats Domino. A lot of really cool stuff, guy from New Orleans, piano player, and he gets a lot of credit for recording the first rock and roll song, a little trivia there. I guess I should mention changing my strings. So, I use furniture polish on my guitar. A lot of times I will use luthier oil on the fretboard. When I got this particular guitar, it had hung up on the wall for a while, so the fretboard wood was really dry. I usually oil it more often. The end of the neck, where it joins the body, you can just tell that wood is very dry. But I like using furniture polish because it has a little bit of that included. I use the kind that has lemon oil, so that's usually pretty good for wood. A friend of mine, when we were in high school and playing guitar and we were guitar friends, he always used lemon oil and got me using lemon oil, and we would use it to polish our guitars and clean our strings. So we always had this old washcloth that was always soaked with lemon oil. So our guitars smelled good, they were clean, and the strings were clean because that stuff just did a really good job. And they were always super oily. Anytime you touched your guitar, you had to go and scrub your hands because that lemon oil would just kind of soak into your pores. When it comes to guitar string gauges, and that's how thick the guitar strings are, I missed out on that whole trend of get as heavy of guitar strings as you can. Growing up, my friends and I, we would always use the lightest strings possible. I heard Jimmy Page would use banjo strings because they're lighter. Seems that Stevie Ray Vaughan, Kurt Cobain, John Mayer, a lot of these players really perpetuated this trend of get as heavy or as thick as guitar strings as you possibly can. The rumor of Kurt Cobain using piano wire for guitar strings, that's just kind of crazy to me. Here's where we're at right now. Sounds nice, doesn't it? I think I forgot to say that I do use 10 gauge strings. I try to use those on all my guitars. As I get things going, I always stretch the strings. You grab and pull, and you can actually feel the metal give way, and then it finds a spot where it's not giving so much. But you get to that point, your strings are settled, and you're pretty good to go. Play it for a little bit longer just to make sure, make any adjustments, and that's all there is to it. What's a good way to put these new strings to use but record a new version of the ending song? So I'm going to channel a little Kinks here. see something creative, like and share. Leave a comment to show you care. If you see something creative, like and share. Leave a comment to show you care. Thanks for watching.